Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, welcome to Rewind That. I'm actually watching the end of episode 5, King's Gambit. So I'm not excited right now to do this video. And the thing is, yeah, I'm in my robe, guys, because, you know, the weather is getting a little chilly now, so I gotta be in my robe. You're probably gonna see me in my robe a little more often now when I do these videos, now that the weather is changing. But anyway, kind of, I don't want to say I feel like the energy is drained, but I just watched this scene. And if you have not watched episode 5, please turn it off now. I'm about to reveal a major spoiler because I'm going to be jumping all over in this video. Normally, I go step by step, scene by scene, but I'm going to be jumping all over the place. I'm going to try to stay on track a little bit, but I'm about to jump right into something that happened. So if you have not seen it, please turn off this video right now and watch it and then come back, okay? Now, I just finished watching Proctor get lit up by Tommy, and it's very sad, guys. Ugh. So right now I'm kind of feeling, I don't want to say I feel down. This is a TV show, but it was, you know, the way the actors display the emotion, it's very realistic, and, you know, you feel sorry. If you have a heart, you know, you just feel for the characters, you feel for the lives, you feel for Lisa Marie, you know, she lost her mom. I mean, we're watching these episodes week by week, and but in their time frame, she's dealing with her mother actually died the night before, and then the day before, and then her father was killed the next day. So for them, the time is very close. It's the next day, or it could be the same day, but for us, it's week by week, right? But anyway, I'm just going to go get right into the video. I'm going to start off with the opening, which we talk about Tariq, and he's playing chess with Effie. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try to get my energy back, but, you know, I was just watching, like I said, and this little sad music, you know, and it says something about I ain't pointing fingers, but it all points back to you. That's like the song that's playing. And right now Reek is he's texting Tommy 911, can you meet me? And he called his dad like, can you meet me and stuff. So, you know, this stuff is pretty sad, but let me get on with this before I just anyway, so let me just talk a little bit. I was going into the opening how Reek and Effie was playing chess. But back to the Proctor death, because this is really what I wanted to really focus my video on. But of course, I have to talk about different points in this episode. But the Proctor death, when I watched it at 12 midnight on Saturday night, of course I was upset. Like, I am a Proctor fan. I wanted Proctor to win. I even said it in one of my live videos that my desire for Proctor's outcome would be for him to get out of it safe and live a happy life with his daughter. You know, all he loves his daughter. And unfortunately, you know, he's gotten himself in too deep by connecting with Tommy and Ghost. But the one thing that Proctor did was that he turned a little dark when he let his ex-wife die. I was gonna say baby mother, but it's his ex-wife. When he let her die, he kind of turned dark, you know. And then we see a little more of the darkness, you know what I'm saying, continue and grow throughout this episode, King's Gambit. So basically, I guess my hope for Proctor to, you know, ride off in the sunset with his daughter was basically out the window after he did such a dark thing when it came to his wife. And then later on in this episode, which we will speak about, when he basically encourages the death of Maria Suarez. You know, at this point, though, because Proctor was affiliated with these guys, Tommy and Ghost, who are criminals, you know, career criminals, he almost couldn't escape that because he was in too deep with a lot of things. So I don't want to go too much into that. But my point that I'm saying is I was a Proctor fan. I really liked Proctor a lot. He was one of my favorite characters. And to see him go, you know, to see his character go, I took it like a G, honestly, the first time I watched it, 12 midnight. But then the next day when I woke up, I thought about it and I was not happy at all. I was more pissed, you know, but this is the name of the game. This is the show. This is power, you know, but at the same time, I'm a writer as well. So I get connected to characters. So even if I'm writing about a character and I have to kill the character off, it's not a fun thing because you become connected. But when you are trying to build a story, it's very important to continue to make the story interesting. And there's certain elements in the story that help play things out. You know, I don't want to go too deep in it, so I'm trying to still, you know, be understood without going too deep. So, you know, unfortunately, Proctor's death had to happen in order for other things to play out. And we will get further into detail later on throughout this video, because like I said, I'm kind of skipping all over the place, and I don't want to be skipping all over the place. But that is the reason why I get so connected with the characters, because as a writer, I'm also connected to my own characters. And so I know that Courtney Kemp and whoever and everyone in the writer's room over at for Power, I know this was not an easy decision to just go on and kill Proctor off. And I know that it also had to be something to be sad and hurtful, you know what I mean? Because these are like your babies. Your characters are kind of like, you know, your babies. They're your creations and everything, and you don't take killing them off lightly, you know what I'm saying? Whether you kill them off by their murder or you kill them off by their dying or whatever. So it's not easy, guys, from a writer's perspective. So I don't look at this thing through just as a viewer. I look at it as a writer. So that's why I go so kind of deep with things. And so I'm sorry if you don't feel me on that, but for those out there who understand, thank you. So anyway, let's go on to this episode. We open up with, like I said, Reek and Effie playing chess. Now, I'm going to say a little something about this, and then toward the end of the video, I'm going to go right back to the conversation that was had between Effie and Reek. Okay, so yes, I am reading on my notes so that I can make sure that I follow. I do this all the time, guys, okay? So, you know, Effie is bragging to Reek about how she always wins because he's always opening up with the King's Gambit. All right, now I don't know anything about chess. I've always wanted to learn to play, but I'm so busy, I don't have time to learn to play chess. But I know that in this world, it's better to play chess than checkers, because chess takes a lot of thought and logic, right? So you're building your logical skills. So anyway, I looked up the King's Gambit thing just a little bit and found that it's an opening chess move, and it creates a huge advantage for the person. I guess the person that's playing the black, I don't know, guys. If you're a chess person, then you know more than me. But like I said, I'm just trying to do a very small summary and description of what the King's Gambit is. It's a classic opening chess move, and it's supposed to give the player a huge advantage, because I think once this move is done, I'm not sure if the opposing player, the opponent, has much room or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to leave that alone before I say too much and get it wrong. But the point is, Reek, he opens often. He said it in the show that he opens often with the King's Gambit. That's his move. He tells Effie, that's my move. All right, but I'm not going to go into that actual comment right now. I'm going to go back into that comment at the end of this video. All right, so anyway, she's bragging and she's saying, you know, I'm always, you know, I always beat you or whatever. So surely after she brags that she's always beating him, we're talking about Effie now, Reek makes a move that allows him to win, and it's checkmate, right? So he says to her, you didn't even see me coming. And before that, before he said that, while she was bragging before, she says, I can see all your moves, right? So now we're in this seconds later, he's telling her, you didn't even see me coming. He said, while I'm busy sacrificing my pawns, you're busy protecting yours. And then he tells her, playing defense makes you weak. Okay, so I'm going to say this. This is kind of like a foreshadowing, okay? And it lets us know without... okay, once you watch the full episode, and if you were to go back and watch this scene sets up a lot of information. It foreshadows the situation with Reek at the end of the episode. And it really lets us know that, yeah, we're always talking about how smart Reek is and blah, blah, blah. And he's going to be like he's like his dad. He's going to be the new Ghost or whatever. But, you know, Reek is still a kid. Okay, and it just basically lets us know that Reek is not as smart as he thinks he is. Okay, and even Vincent told him that. He said, you're smart, kid, but you're not as smart as you think you are, and you better not let your wits get you in over your head. Okay, that was another foreshadowing statement, I believe, told in the last episode that was said to him. So now we have Reek making a statement saying that playing defense makes you weak. And that honestly is a very stupid comment, okay? Very stupid comment. That's basically like saying that defensive driving is dumb, okay? When you know you have a bunch of idiots out on the road, why should you not protect yourself by making sure that you look both ways before you cross the intersection, and then look another time, because you never know, somebody might fly through a red light or anything. You got a bunch of idiots on the road. So his statement is a very stupid statement made by a child, because that is what Reek is. Reek is a child, and he thinks he's a man, and he thinks he knows what he's doing. So he's playing this King's Gambit move because he thinks that's the best move or whatever. But the problem is he doesn't know what he's doing for real. Okay, he's in a grown man's game, and he's in over his head. All right, we're gonna touch more on that later on toward the end of the video, like I said. Now, so moving on, we got Effie. You know, Reek gets a text from Vinny saying that, you know, you need to double up the supply or whatever. And so in the meantime, we see Effie, because a lot of people were suspecting that Effie was like a part of, you know, the FBI or working for somebody in the feds or whatever. But according to the text that she sent out a text that said, I think the competition is out of product. I'll keep an eye on him. So if you're labeling Reek as the competition, then you ain't working for no feds. That's what that sounds like. So who is she a part of? Is she with the Jimenez? You know what I mean? Who is she a part of? Because clearly now we see that she's not working with feds. So moving on. There was a scene with James and Rashad. Ghost and Rashad. I'm not even going to touch on that because there are pressing matters ahead of us. So we're moving on, guys. So meanwhile, we got Blanca and Sax going over the results of Angela's autopsy. And they see that because of the angle of the bullet, the way the angle of the bullet was in Angela's chest, that it came, and I knew that was going to happen, that once they did the autopsy, we were going to see that there was the certain angle of the bullet, and everything was going to tell you, you know, a lot of things, give them more details. So Blanca's basically saying what she's been saying the whole time. There's no way that St. Patrick killed Angela. Sax is not trying to hear it. He's not trying to let it go. He's just a fool. He is the epitome of a fool. Somebody that don't want to be wrong about whatever they're thinking and all of that. He just won't let it go. But Blanca, one thing, she may be annoying to us, but she's smart. Okay? And when she digs, she knows what she's digging. She asks the right questions all the time. And she digs for the right clues. You know, she knows what she's doing. This woman knows what she's doing. But the way that she goes about things, I believe, is what annoys me the most. She's very insensitive, but she's good at her job. Like, I can't even be mad at her. She's great at her job. She's just a little too insensitive for me. So anyway, so then we have Warner and Blanca and Sax. They're talking because Sax gets his cover is basically blown when it comes to the fact that he went rogue. Okay, we know what Sax has been doing. He's been going rogue. He had a bug out for Proctor, the little unicorn, right? He had some situation going on with Maria that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Everything that Sax is doing is illegal. He's not running it by his boss, Warner, or anything. He's not even running it by Blanca, who I believe he's supposed to be working with or whatever. So Blanca's upset because she's finding out that Sax turned Dre, and whatever he did with the Maria Suarez thing, that went bad, that went sour. They found out that the feds were actually on the way to her house, and he called them off and all that other stuff. So I don't want to get too much into that because you guys already know the story. You know what Sax has been up to, okay? So now they find out Lisa Marie's mom is dead, Lindsay, right? Proctor's ex-wife. And they want to go to Proctor and question him because once again, Blanca asks the question. She always asking the right questions. What was Proctor doing there? You know, Proctor called in his ex-wife's death. What was he doing there? Always asking the right questions. I mean, let me tell you something. If I was in her position and I was a AUSA or whatever, I'd be asking all those kind of questions too. Okay? Anyway, so Sax wants to go along, and we know why Sax wants to go along. He don't really care about the questioning of Proctor. He wants to go and get that unicorn bug, okay? Which would be illegal. You can't use it. But you know what Proctor's goal is. His goal is to use whatever information he has on this little bug to blackmail folks. That's what he's trying to do. That's his game all the time. So moving on. Oh, Proctor, they go to Sax, and Warner goes to Proctor's house, and Proctor asks to use the bathroom. And lo and behold, he finds Lisa Marie's book bag, like, looks like it's in like the laundry room or something like that, which is so stupid and fake to me, guys. My kids, they have their book bags in their rooms. When I was a kid, I had my book bag in my room, not in the laundry room. That was just very stupid. Anyway, so, but I guess we had to find some kind of way, right, for Sax to get his hands on that book bag. That is one thing that I did wonder about last week. I made a comment about that, like, how is Sax going to get a hold of this keychain on the book bag? So now we have it, we see. All right, moving on. Tasha is pressed by a neighborhood dealer named Zig, who now wants to basically, you know, strong arm her or whatever for money, weekly payments. Okay, he said, you didn't ask, you know, to run business in this neighborhood or whatever. There you have that. Now, my thoughts on that is I actually thought that Tasha was going to get Ghost or Tommy to handle this guy. But Tasha is really trying to do her independent thing this season. And I think that she's not going to call on Tommy or Ghost unless she really, really has to. So moving past this, going fast forwarding, we see that Tasha decides, she digs into Zig a little bit, and she finds out, obviously, that he's a dealer. He moves weight, and she's like, let me get down with you, and I'll guarantee that I will get you your money one way or another. So that's how Tasha's moving, and Tasha's playing a very dangerous game because, you know, she has children, and she needs to keep her hands clean as much as possible. But she's never kept her hands clean, so who am I trying to fool, right? Anyway, so now we have Proctor telling Ghost, he's meeting up with Ghost, and he's telling him, listen, you got to kill Maria. She's going to flip on you. She took your money, and she's still going to flip on you. She's changing her her testimony or whatever. So Ghost dismisses Proctor, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to kill Maria. He just dismisses him. So Proctor takes this dismissal as a rejection, clearly, because he goes to Tommy and pleads the same case and basically encourages Tommy to kill Maria Suarez. And you don't have to tell Tommy twice, because once you talk about flipping or talking to the feds or whatever to Tommy, you gotta go. And he handles the situation very quickly. So moving on, let me just make sure that I'm going over everything. All right, so now you also have Proctor telling his cousin Benny all about the situation with Sax and with Tommy and with Ghost and everything. And long story short, his cousin is thinking, and I kind of like Benny. I like how, he seems like he's smart. He's like, he knows Sax pressed Proctor, and he's like, oh, but he didn't arrest you? Because they know if the cops don't arrest you, it's because they don't have anything. And so that's why Benny was saying, oh, but he's saying all this stuff, but he didn't arrest you. And so it's basically because, like I said before, Sax is using that little illegal evidence on the bug, on the little unicorn, to flip or to get, should I use the word flip? I don't know. To flip Proctor? I don't know. To get Proctor to testify against Tommy and Ghost or whatever, right? So anyway, Benny is thinking, and Benny's like, so what happens to the laptop? Your little insurance policy against all this stuff. And everybody was thinking that same thing, like, what's going on with the laptop? So we find out that, okay, Proctor reveals he got rid of the laptop. And I'm like, really? I don't remember him getting rid of the laptop now. Okay, well, whatever. He got rid of the laptop. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so what is going on here? What was this whole thing that I thought that when his back was against the wall and he really needed it, that he was going to use it, all right? That Proctor was going to use that evidence against Tommy. So anyway, we're going to go back to that though. All right, so Benny says what happened to the laptop. Proctor says the laptop is gone. I got rid of it. And then so Benny says, okay, so how about this? I kill Ghost and Tommy, and then the feds don't have any need for you. And Proctor's like, no, I'm going to handle the situation. All right. So when Tommy goes to kill Maria Suarez, he's in the closet and he overhears Sax telling Maria that he has another witness in Joe Proctor. Unfortunately for Proctor, Tommy hears this, and that's Tommy's life right there, guys. We already know the rest of the story. So Tommy goes after Proctor. He goes to Ghost's penthouse. He calls Reek, make sure Reek gets out of there, unlock the door, do whatever you have to do to turn off the alarm, and just get out of there. So Reek doesn't know that Proctor's daughter's in the house. He takes her out for ice cream or hot chocolate or whatever. Yes, for hot chocolate, and he leaves. But before that, he's like, I thought you're not trying to hurt my dad, are you? And so Tommy confirms, no, I'm not trying to hurt your dad. So that let us know Reek wasn't here for that, for Tommy trying to come in and kill his dad. So at least we see that Reek still has some kind of love for his dad. Even though he's disrespectful, we still see he has some kind of love for his father. And so we get that whole scene, and then Tommy comes in, lighting up the whole penthouse, tearing the place apart, and going after Proctor. And so, the scene is so intense, and then they have this moment where he's looking for his daughter, and then he calls her on the phone, and then he finds out that she's safe. And that's kind of like all he really wanted to know, because he was really looking for her in the in the penthouse. And then when he found out she was safe, it's like he accepted his fate and was like, okay, as long as my baby is safe, now I could go out, and this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. He gave her the instructions, go to Uncle Benny. He trusts his cousin. He knows his cousin is going to take care of his daughter. And he also knows, guys, that his cousin is going to take care of this situation. Remember that Benny is the mob. He's affiliated with the mob. So anyway, we're going to talk about that afterwards as well. So Tommy comes in and he kills Proctor. And I don't like how Proctor went out, guys. It was very violent. All of it is violent, you know, but Maria Suarez, she got the, you know, shot in the head and everything. But, and it's all bad, like I said, but he really brought out the heavy artillery for Proctor. And it was just like, come on. Whew. Anyway, so that was tough. And then they play the melancholy music and everything. And it was just really sad. And, but you know, before all of this, Proctor gave his daughter a locket. Now, he told his cousin that he got rid of the laptop. But does that mean he got rid of the information on the laptop? Because what is this little disc or whatever that is? Yeah, inside the locket. And this is an insurance policy, basically, that he tells his daughter. So this is the reason why Proctor's last words to Tommy is, this is not over. Because Proctor was going to make sure that he got Tommy one way or another, because he always knew that Tommy was someone that could possibly kill him, because Tommy was always so ready to kill him all the time. So he knew that he had to have some kind of insurance policy against Tommy. So we're going to see how that plays out. And we're also going to see, because to me now, Benny has been introduced a long time ago. And also the fact that Proctor's affiliation with his family, he comes from the mob family, but he just was not, you know, involved. That was introduced a long time ago. Now, that's all introduced for a reason, guys, because now, you know, Benny knows about Tommy and he knows about Ghost. Now, my concern is, I believe now that, see, I wasn't sure who was going to probably kill Tommy, but now I believe that it will be Benny. My only hope is that he doesn't go after Ghost, because Ghost is innocent in this. Ghost has always, you know, been pretty cool, even though sometimes he used to get upset with Proctor, but he never was threatening like that, you know, to an irrational level like Tommy was. So anyway, I just hope that, you know, Ghost doesn't have to suffer the repercussions of what Tommy did. And that's my side on that. So we all see that, you know, Reek takes Elisa Marie to Benny. He drops her off and everything. And then right after that, literally right after that, Reek gets napped. He gets snatched up by Vinny. And they want $2 million. They call Tommy, they call Ghost. They want $2 million for his ransom. So like we already said, Tommy, and I said this on my live last week, Tommy and Ghost, they're going to come together because of Reek. You know, Reek getting himself into some nonsense. Now, before I close this video, I wanted to go back to the chess conversation that him and Effie had in the beginning. Now, Effie makes a comment about Reek opening up with the King's Gambit, and she says that, you know, he always opens up like that. And then he said, that's my move. Right? And then she says, it's a bad move. And she said, grandmasters don't even use that move. Okay? And that really spoke volumes to me. All right? And I'm going to tell you why. But let me just say this. She says, you attack in the middle like LeBron, but you don't have the skills to back it. And that's why I beat you. All right? So what her saying, grandmasters don't even use it, once again, it goes back to the point of me letting you guys know that, yeah, Reek is smart and he's trying to play a grown man's game, but he don't know what he's doing, okay? And her even saying, you go in the middle like LeBron, you know, like you the big old champ and everything, but you don't have the skills to back it up. And that's what this is all about. Reek is in over his head, as we all can see. He thinks he's smart, right? But he's only a little smart. He has enough knowledge that a child his age should have. And maybe he's a little smarter than kids his age, right? But he's not ready for the big leagues. He's not ready to play the grown man's game. And that's why he's in the situation that he's in right now. And let me just say, a sidebar over here, that him putting aspirin and mixing it up with the supply or whatever he was doing, that's dangerous, okay? You over here got people, I don't know how these people take it, if they snort it or whatever, but aspirin is a blood thinner, And it can also be linked to a lot of other complications, okay? And this guy is like, he don't care. And you see what he said? He said before, he said, I'm busy sacrificing my pawns while you're busy protecting yours. So basically saying, Reek is basically saying that I will sacrifice some folk to get where I need to go, to get my job done. He's playing a dangerous game. All right. And when you are in that type of game, and if your pawns start to see that you're sacrificing them or people around you, your crew or whatever, start to see that you are the type of person that you will sacrifice them for the end game, that's how you get a revolution. That's how you get your crew to turn against you. Okay. Now, Reek doesn't have a crew right now, but I'm just saying that if that's the game that he wants to play, that's how he wants to start out in this game, he is on the wrong path. Okay. And that is my recap today, guys. Whew. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, I enjoyed doing it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out next week when I talk about the next episode, number 6. All right. Enjoy your day and have a blessed one. Thanks again. Bye.